Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 20th of July. All right, as we come into the Asian session, what we got? Well, we're not getting much of a lead in from Friday's trading, right? So we've got the EU summit, and there's talk about more stimulus coming from the US as well. These two sort of key events are keeping everything on hold. So your equity markets, no real movements on Friday. The dollar pairs are actually trading quite uniformly. It's always good to see the dollar pairs themselves. They're all going up. That's the green, and the other pairs, Euro, Sterling, Aussie, and Kiwi, are going down. And that's a sign of a pretty good trading conditions. But what we're missing is the key momentum to really give this thing a push. Now, if you look at what's happening right at the moment, the dollar index, it's up about 20 ticks. It's still within recent ranges, right? So no one's going to really get excited just at the moment, and you can see that a little bit better when you do have a look at the charts, right? You can see there's a little bit of pressure here, but these things are just drifting sideways, and what that does for us is all we're getting is we're just moving the support line from one line to the next day. So don't get too caught up in looking for a break trade just here at the moment on a lot of these pairs, because they're still within recent highs and lows of the last week. Of course, you get that sort of fine tuning of the trend line, but it's not really a great one to be jumping into. So at the moment, Euro's been going up as well, just trading sideways. We've got support and resistance. Overall, I still like the dollar down, but the talk of more stimulus and everything else, it's going to make that trade decision or direction a little bit cloudier and harder to work out exactly, is it going down yet or not? And at the moment, the dollar's still in a bit of a short-term downtrend, but and we don't know if it's going to continue lower. It's retraced back to resistance, all these sort of things. So basically, sterling still trading in pretty big ranges compared to most pairs. You've got this little blip up here in the dollar, right? Dollar yen looks like a bit of a stop loss run. I just had a look across the news. I couldn't really isolate exactly what that move was. And dollar CAD, it's still back in the range, coming up towards resistance at 136 the figure. So right at the moment, as I said, I can't really, I was looking across the various bits of news here, trying to isolate what was actually causing that dollar move in dollar yen. Now there's some Japanese exporting trade numbers, I guess, trade balance figures out. Massive negative number, but you know what? That's the yen. That's Japan. So I don't know if the market's just looking for something to do. It looks like it. I can't really sort of pinpoint at this stage. And you get there's a few various things here. Obviously, coronavirus is going to come up. It's sort of all over the place. So I think at the moment we're trying to work out what's moving the currencies, and they aren't moving much at the moment. But are we going to get a defined move in the dollar, US dollar? If we do, it's an easy trade, right? That's what we're waiting for. That's why it's sort of always good to probably sit back and just have a look on Monday and see what's going on and see if you can work out if these pairs are really going up or down. All right. So that's what I'll be doing now. Also, Mondays, it's also a good time to reflect and have a look. I know the macroeconomic data isn't really coming into play, and there's a good cross-section of data here. As I just scroll down through the calendar. Is it going to come into play? I wouldn't think so at this point, but stranger things have happened. It's always good to keep an eye on it, see if it is impacting at this point. To me, the EU summit and the potential for more stimulus out of the US is a bigger story and a bigger influence on the market than the macroeconomic data at this stage. And isolating the opportunities, market direction at the moment, well, Euro is starting to drift sideways, but still, it's got a good chance for me to still get up to like 115 this week. The other pairs, well, you know what? We're just waiting to see what the dollar's doing, and then we'll see where they're going. At the moment, it's the Aussie and Kiwi in particular have got in the longer term they're going up, but that move is now really diffusing. So we need to see this thing continue higher. Otherwise, it is going to diffuse and probably drift lower from there. But we'll find that out as we go through the next couple of traded sessions. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a good trade week. And all the very best with your trade selections. Cheerio.